Hello, Internet, and welcome back. Ignore that. That was my alarm. Hello, Internet, and welcome back to more Petty Revenge. This one is titled Shoplifting Can Cost You a Job You Haven't Even Gotten Yet. Posted by user PaladinWolf777. An interesting coincidence happened today when I was stocking shelves at my side job and two girls decided to shoplift a few items, and my supervisor asked them at the door if they were going to pay for those items. They were petty items, as this was at a Dollar Tree, where everything is $1.25. I still don't know how I feel about that price jump. Like, it's not a big price jump, but it's the fact that it's called the Dollar Tree. And everything costs $1.25 now, before tax. So that's kind of amusing. But also, where the fuck are you shoplifting from a Dollar Tree, you basic bitches? They proceeded to call my manager a racist asshole and a bitch. All three of them, the two girls and my soft voice manager, were black. They walked out with the items because, as many people know, retail employees can be sued for physically stopping you for petty theft unless you're a properly designated security guard. We've been getting ravaged lately by theft, and our location is getting flack from our regional for low margins as our hands are tied. That fucking sucks. The coincidence came when me and a coworker who managed it decided to grab a bite together at my other job, where I could get us the employee discount. My coworker noticed after we walked in that the same two girls were sitting down across the lobby. I chuckled and we started eating when one of them was called over by my manager there for an interview to begin. Then the other one interviewed. After they were done and walked out, I motioned my manager over and explained the incident that happened less than 2 hours prior. My coworker backed me up, and she was very happy to dodge those two bullets. They are no longer under consideration for a position. And I think that is fucking great, because, yeah, you're gonna be a bitch, you're gonna shoplift, you should probably think better, because a lot of people, unfortunately, in this fucking economy, and with wages being what they are, not being livable, a lot of people have to have more than one job just to pay their bills, or even just like one job to pay the rent and then a second job to like pay all the other bills. Like, I'm lucky my rent is only a little over $500 and water's included on my rent, but there's also like a lot of bullshit that comes with the situation where I'm living. But everywhere else is like $1,200, $1,500 just for like a studio apartment. But yeah, so joy. Don't shoplift. People work multiple jobs and they do talk about you. And if you show up for an interview in a very similar location, especially if it's in the same city, odds are they talk to other employees there and they'll be able to ID you. So have fun with that. Our next story, also in Petty Revenge, is Accuse Me of Smoking Pot in Your Bathroom? Okay. Posted by PSOS_ Custodes 420. So here's another one of my 33 female stories about living with Chad, 36 male. So one day I was watching TV in the living room, messaging friends back and forth. I had just used the washroom in an unladylike fashion, I don't know what word came out of my mouth, took a rank woodland-sized dump in the bathroom. And I became nose blind to it. I'm personally, as a lady, I take really big poops, and they smell bad too, so I understand. About 10 minutes later, Chad gets home and walks into the bathroom and comes out into the living room and says, "Dude, what does my bathroom smell like?" So being a smartass, I said, "I don't know. What?" He repeated the question again, more sternly, and I just looked at him and told him, "I just used it to poop right now before he got home." He repeated the question again. Now, it's legal in my area, and I was a teen one, so I put 2 and 2 together and said, "Oh, come on now. I wasn't doing drugs in your bathroom." He told me that he didn't mind the use of it, but not in his house. I told him that's fine because I hadn't had any since I moved in months before, and I like smoking it outside, even in the freezing cold weather. He proceeded to tear apart all of my stuff in the bathroom, and then started ripping my room apart, trying to smell the stash, until I showed him the bank statement of the last time I bought any, long before I moved in. He sulked in the bathroom, texting me that it smelled bad. He doesn't do any substances, so I don't think he knows what it smells like. So I picked up some essential oils of his favorite smells, and I started to make increasingly enticing smell diffusers that I would leave randomly around the house. It would rouse him enough to think that I was making his favorite foods, or ask what the amazing smell was. And I would reply with, "What smell?" Drove him nuts. See, that's something like, if you just smell something and you don't know what weed or anything smells like, just take the person's word for it unless they're shady. Like, girls poop. I have a feeling Chad isn't aware that girls also poop. Because they do. We all poop. Everyone poops. It's like a thing. Alright. We're gonna move on to our next one, which is another petty revenge. And it is entitled, Entitled Mother Lets Her Kids Into My Garden. Posted by Earn Brew Dependent. And this was originally posted in Entitled Parents and was told to post here because it fits into the category. I, 29 female, don't have any kids, but have my younger sister, 16, living with me for around 10 years, and we have a trampoline still in our back garden from when she was younger. Neighbor to the left of me has 4 kids and moved in a year ago. 2 weeks ago, Glasgow started getting really good weather, so the kids have been out playing constantly. Not an issue. They asked if I could let the kids use the trampoline one day. So I was like, sure, but only for a bit because I have friends coming over for some drinks. 7 p.m. comes and I asked them to go home because my 5 friends have shown up and we're going to be drinking. Cue the crying. They leave the garden upset, but hey, that's not my issue. They've been on it for 3 hours at this point. Their mom pops her head out her bedroom window and asks if they can stay in the garden longer. No, I'm not your babysitter. She's annoyed, but drops it. Last week, I come home from some shopping, and to my surprise, find all 4 of the kids in my garden, plus their younger cousin. Ask them to leave, tell them they can't just come into my garden without me there, and they didn't even ask. They refused to leave, so I shout up at their mom and tell her to get them out of the garden. She says, let them play for a bit, you don't even use it. Okay, but still, not your garden. Eventually, we get into an argument and they leave. She's pissed off and shouting, saying I'm being a Karen and I should let them in. I tell her not to ask again because the answer will be no. This happened again the day after. All 4 kids plus their cousin. Waiting till I move the car from the drive and heading straight to the garden. Like, I hate this. She's calling her a Karen, but she's the one being a Karen? Like, the fuck, lady. So I wake up this morning. I've since put a lock on the trampoline. Just a small one on the mesh safety enclosure to stop them from opening it, because I'm petty AF. Plus, it's Saturday. I'm not working today. My day off and I want a long lie. But no, Neighbor decides that at 9 a.m. this morning, her kids are being fired straight out of that house with breakfast bars and a bottle of water, and they head straight into the garden. So I can hear them from my window. I look out and tell them to leave. By the time I get downstairs, Mom has descended from her house and is trying to climb the fence between our gardens, shouting about how I used to let them use it and she's going to call the police for hitting her kids. Great. You do that. I'll be sure to show them the Ring camera footage, which coincidentally also has footage of your husband picking the lock open so your brats can use the trampoline. So, long story short, entitled mother sent her kids into my garden, repeatedly, even after being told not to, calls police on me for harassment and hitting her kids, and ends up getting her own husband arrested for theft and housebreaking, and criminal damage. Suck it, bitch. Note, had people asking me why I couldn't just give them the trampoline. She has a V-shaped garden and the smallest one on the street. Trampoline wouldn't fit there. Plus, I'd already gave her an old bike and swing set for her kids. See, so you were being a good neighbor, you were being kind and friendly, and she, like an entitled mother, decided to walk all over that. I've had my fair shares of entitled moms. They suck. They're very annoying. I had one go, hey, can you watch my baby daughter for like a few minutes while I go to the store and get milk? I was like maybe 13, 14 if that. She left to go to Publix to get milk, which was about a 15-minute drive. So she should have been back within like 30, 45 minutes. 3 hours later, she still wasn't back. And also, they did not tell me how to change a diaper. Like, I didn't even know how to change a diaper. I had to call, like, my step-grandmother and, like, go, hey, how do you change a diaper? Because I didn't know. They just expected me to know how to take care of a child off the bat. And ever since then, I've hated children. Actually, no, I was younger. I wasn't 13. I was, like, maybe 11 when that one was born. Because the first one was born when I was 6, and I think there's about 3 or 4 years between them. So, yeah. Like, I was barely middle school. So, yeah, people suck. Entitled moms suck. And we're gonna go ahead and end this episode here. Thank you all for joining me. Hope you had a great time. Stay safe, stay hydrated, all that good jazz. Bye-bye!